let's use what we've learned to determine the period, amplitude, and midline for a few sinusoidal functions. So our first example, y equals -1/2 cosine 8t plus 3. So remember from our formula that the midline is that up-down shift that appears outside of the trig function. So our midline occurs at 3, and because the midline's a line, we write y equals 3. In order to get the period, remember we do 2 pi divided by b, and in this particular example, b is the 8, so we do 2 pi divided by 8, which is pi over 4 radians, and that's one's actually a nice angle, that's actually 45 degrees. And then lastly, our amplitude, remember, is the absolute value of the stretch in front of the trig function. So it's the absolute value of -1/2, so our amplitude is 1/2. Letter B, y equals 5 sine 6 pi t. And so as we look at that, our midline, there is no up-down shift, so our midline is y equals 0. Our period, remembers the coefficient inside the parentheses of the t or the x, and so in this case it's 2 pi divided by 6 pi. Notice there's a pi in there. So we actually get 1/3 of a radian. So not 1/3 pi, it's actually 1/3 of a radian, about 20 degrees or so. And then lastly, our amplitude is the absolute value of 5, and so our amplitude is 5. Once again, just to stress it, notice the period on the second example is just 1/3 radian, 19 to 20 degrees or so. It is not pi over 3. So just be a little bit careful.